Have you ever found yourself in a situation where an unexpected discovery caused you to pause momentarily before triggering your fight or flight response? This is precisely what occurred to a young mother when she heard an unusual moaning sound coming from the baby monitor. She quickly went to the baby's room to see where the strange noise was coming from. When she got inside, she found out what had happened, and it surprised her a lot. Just like many couples who fall in love, Roy and Bonita decided to get married and share their love with everyone. They both wanted to have a family and lots of children. Their marriage was the first step in making their dream come true. They used to talk a lot about how wonderful it would be to be parents. After they got married, Roy and Bonita decided to start a family. They wanted to have many children and a big happy home. It didn't take long before Bonita found out she was going to have a baby. She was so happy when the pregnancy test showed a positive result. She couldn't believe her dream was finally coming true, and she was going to be a mom. But something very sad happened next. Bonita's pregnancy didn't go as they had hoped. She gave birth to the baby too early, and the baby couldn't survive. It was a heartbreaking moment for Bonita and Roy. Losing a child is one of the hardest things a parent can go through, but they didn't give up. Even though they lost their first baby, Bonita and Roy kept trying to have children. After some time, Bonita found out she was pregnant again. She was overjoyed and couldn't wait to become a mom. Her belly grew slowly, and she was excited about having a big family despite the difficulties they had faced. She was going to be a mother, or so she thought. Roy and Bonita were filled with excitement as they anticipated becoming parents. Unfortunately, tragedy struck again, and the baby was born prematurely and didn't survive, leaving them both heartbroken. Bonita's second failed pregnancy brought immense sadness to both her and Roy. They had been so excited to welcome a new baby into their lives, but they refused to give up hope. Bonita became pregnant a third time, but once more, the baby was born prematurely and didn't make it. Their dreams of having a family were shattered 3 times by these heartbreaking losses. The couple was devastated by the deaths of their babies. They had shared the hope of starting a family, only to have it torn away by tragedy each time. Both Bonita and Roy felt as though their dream of having a family would never come true. Bonita had always longed to care for and nurture a baby, and she had come so close to realizing that dream 3 times, only to have it slip away each time. It was during this time of sadness that something completely unexpected happened. Bonita had reached a point in her life where she felt that only a baby would fill the void that she felt in her heart. Just when she had lost all hope, the unexpected happened, and Midnight came into her and Roy's life. Midnight, a tiny stray kitten, captured the hearts of a grieving couple. They couldn't resist helping the fragile little creature. When they found Midnight, he was weak and very young, making them doubt if he could survive on his own. It was clear that Midnight needed them to stay alive. Interestingly, as much as Midnight needed them, the couple also needed him. Taking care of Midnight allowed them to experience the love and nurturing they had longed to give, as if he were their own child. Bonita, in particular, felt the void slowly filling as she cared for Midnight, helping her come to terms with not having her own child. Midnight became their cherished substitute for the child they never had. Feeling a newfound purpose in caring for Midnight, they decided to stop trying for a human baby. However, a surprising twist occurred when Bonita discovered she was pregnant again, despite their previous decision. The unexpected news filled the couple with immense happiness, but also a sense of fear. After experiencing 3 unsuccessful pregnancies, Bonita couldn't help but wonder if this time would be any different. While she hoped with all her heart for a full-term pregnancy, she knew the odds were against her. Her previous disappointments had made her cautious and wary of getting too excited. Despite the fear of another unsuccessful pregnancy, Bonita didn't give up on her dream of becoming a mother. She decided to try once more. Throughout the pregnancy, she remained vigilant and careful. Each doctor's appointment brought a mix of anxiety and joy as they received positive news. With each encouraging checkup, Bonita's hope and excitement about becoming a mother grew a little stronger. This time, they hoped the baby would thrive, allowing them to start their family. Bonita successfully carried her pregnancy to full term without any issues. Both Bonita and Roy were overjoyed when she gave birth to a perfectly healthy baby girl named Stacy. After enduring so much heartache, they finally had their healthy baby girl in their arms. However, they wondered how their cat, Midnight, would react. Until then, Midnight had been their only baby, receiving all their love and attention. When it was time to bring the baby home from the hospital, They were a bit concerned about Midnight's response to the new addition to his territory. Fortunately, Midnight had no issues and quickly took to Stacy. It was evident that Midnight loved Stacy and immediately accepted her. He even became a protective guardian, keeping a close watch over Stacy day and night. Wherever the baby was, Midnight was there too, and they even slept in the same room. Roy and Bonita were delighted that their two children got along so well. At around 6 weeks old, Stacy got sick. Based on her previous experiences with health, Bonita was still very cautious and decided to take Stacy to the doctor right away. Her first priority was the baby's health. Bonita's whole body relaxed with relief when the doctor told her not to worry. Stacy simply had a cold, and it was completely normal for babies around her age. The doctor assured her that there was nothing to worry about. At least that's what they thought. Bonita decided to invite her parents over for dinner. She was looking forward to spending time with her family and giving her parents a chance to build a loving relationship with her granddaughter. Since Stacy was still sick, she was put down to sleep in her crib earlier than normal. As per usual, Midnight followed close behind. As the responsible parent that she was, Bonita turned on the baby monitor and left Stacy to sleep while she spent time with her parents. The conversation was flowing nicely with Bonita, Roy, and her parents. Suddenly, there was a disturbing sound coming from the nursery. Immediately, everyone stopped talking and began to listen closely, trying to figure out what the noise could be. It seemed as though the strange sound was actually moaning coming from the baby monitor. Panic set in, and Bonita rushed to the nursery to find out what the haunting sound could be. That is when she discovered something that she will never forget. As Bonita rushed into the nursery, she saw Midnight howling into the baby monitor. This behavior was incredibly strange, and Bonita started to panic even more. She looked at Stacy lying quietly in the crib and was shocked. Stacy had begun to turn blue and was struggling to breathe. As Bonita saw her daughter struggling, she felt instant fear and concern, thinking that she would lose her precious baby in the same way that she had lost 3 children before. The family went into survival mode when Stacy's health took a sudden turn for the worse. They rushed her to the nearest hospital, and there they received the dreaded news that Stacy had experienced a complete respiratory failure. Thankfully, the doctors managed to save her life, making her a miracle baby for the second time. While the family felt immense relief, they couldn't help but ponder the unthinkable. What if they hadn't reached the hospital in time? Stacy survived miraculously, but her life hung by a thread, with doctors explaining that arriving just a few minutes later would have been fatal. Roy and Bonita consider Midnight a hero. If Midnight hadn't alerted them through the baby monitor, they might not have heard Stacy's struggle to breathe, and she might not have survived. Bonita will forever cherish the night Midnight came into their lives seeking shelter. Not only did the little cat fill a void in her heart during a difficult time, but he also served as Stacy's guardian angel, saving her life. Roy believes Midnight will always be Stacy's hero, looking out for her when she needed it most, and the family will forever be grateful for their loyal cat.